What's up, monsters? Today we're going to take a look at the carburetor system for our mini bike. This transfers over to our go-kart as well. You're going to be doing this cleanup on the carburetor for small carburetor problems. It won't start. It won't stay lit after you take it off of choke. Dies out. Coughs and sputters. Can't get full power. First thing you want to do is take a look at this. So we're going to go ahead and drain the tank. First thing you do, take the cap off of it so we get some airflow through it. Make sure that the fuel line is off to the carburetor. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the keeper off of this. Just move that back. It will drip, it will leak. Okay, and go ahead and empty that out. So now we're going to take the air assembly off, the air filter assembly. There's a clip on the right side. I'm going to take that off. We're going to go ahead and take the air filter out and check it for any damage. If it's damaged, torn, if it has a lot of junk in it, go ahead and blow it out. If you need a replacement, go ahead and call Monster Moto and we'll replace it for you. The inside has two 8mm nuts. We're going to go ahead and remove those now. This has a breather hose attached to the assembly. We're going to go ahead and disconnect that. It just pulls off the throat right there. Here's the hose. All right, there's a gasket right here on the throat of the carburetor. We're going to take that off. It's cut specifically for this. You can't put it back in backwards. It won't fit. We have two screws on the bottom of the bowl. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the one that's on the side off. The one in the center holds the entire assembly together. So the one on the side is what we're going to loosen up. We're going to drain the fuel out of the bottom of the carburetor. So this is a number 10. And fuel will come out of this. So use a cup. Go ahead and take that off. Now that we've gotten to this point, we're going to go ahead and slide the carburetor itself off. It has a rod and a spring that actuate the throttle assembly and choke on this. The larger one goes to the outside hole. It's actually a metal rod, and the spring itself goes to the smaller hole. We're going to go ahead and take that apart. So we're going to go ahead and take the center bolt out of this now and pull the carburetor bowl off. This is a number 10. And then we're going to go ahead and pull the bowl off. Check and see if there's anything in there that's dirty. Floats. What we want to do is we want to take the jet out of the center here. So what we've got is we've got a keeper that has a notch in it. We're going to go ahead and take that out right now. Use a small screwdriver. And if you run it around, you'll be able to feel it fall into the notch. Got to go ahead and unscrew that. There's the keeper. It's got a notch on the top for your screwdriver and it's threaded. Try not to jack the threads up. And then go ahead and give it a wrap and the needle will fall out. Now we're going to go ahead and clean it out. We've got it shut off from when we drained the fuel, so we're going to turn the fuel valve on. I'm going to go ahead and spray some carb cleaner through it. Dripping all the way through, that's a good sign. We're going to go ahead and spray the throat out. We're going to go ahead and spray the center up. Make sure it's all nice and clean. And we're ready to reassemble it. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the needle back in. This needle has a flange on it. One edge is flanged and the other is not. The unflanged part is the top that fits inside. Drop that in. We're going to go ahead and take the keeper, put the keeper back in. I'm going to go ahead and screw that down. And you'll feel it stop. Don't over tighten it. Just give it, snug it up. We're going to go ahead and put the gasket back in. Put the bowl back on. Don't over tighten it, just snug it up. Put our drain plug back in. Tighten that up. Snug it. Okay, it's ready to go back on the bike. All right, so there's a gasket. Make sure that this gasket has not come off up against between the engine and the carburetor. Okay, so we're going to hook the bar up on it, and we're going to hook the spring back to the small hole. So we're going to go ahead and put this carburetor back on. Go ahead and replace the gasket. Like I said, it only fits one way. So we're going to go ahead and put the housing back on. Put the hose. Let's go ahead and put our 10mm nuts back in. Put our air filter back in. Put our air filter cover back on. Let's connect the fuel line back up so it goes on the little throat there. And then take the keeper, squeeze it, and install that into its proper location. And we're ready to put fuel in it and test it. Thanks for watching this video on how to take care of the carburetor on your mini bike. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach us at 855-833-6483, or we're on the web at monstermoto.com.